Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to yet another movie reaction. Today we'll be doing a first time movie reaction to 12 Angry Men. Now before we get started, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. This is a movie that I've never seen, but I always wanted to check out. Heard great things about it. It's supposed to be one of the classics out there. I've seen other versions of this story. You know what I mean? I remember back in school in like English class or something, they had us like read do a script reading, and it potentially was from here. I think it's 12 jurors, right? Deciding on a crime. And I know Family Guy, there's a very famous Family Guy episode, and I'm a big Family Guy fan. Well, I guess used to be. I don't watch as much Family Guy anymore. But there's a very big Family Guy episode that I think parodies this. So yeah, besides all of that, again, I've never seen the movie. Always want to check it out. Heard it's one of the classics out there. Let's go ahead and jump into 12 Angry Men and see why these 12 men are so angry. Look at that film grain. 1957 this movie came out, huh? 228. Is that where our case is going to be taking place at?
Premeditated murder is the most serious charge tried in our criminal courts. You've listened to the testimony?
Okay, murder. Murder is the case. Is there 12 guys back there? I'm not going to count right now, but I'm guessing those are 12 jurors.
However you decide, your verdict must be unanimous. In the event that you find the accused guilty, the bench will not entertain a recommendation for mercy.
Well, someone's going to hold out, and that's going to cause the men to be angry.
The alternate jurors are excused.
Oh, those are alternate jurors. Okay, so now it should be 12. Is a child on trial? Okay, looks like it's a child. Okay, I like how we haven't seen the trial, so we don't know anything as the audience, but the jurors know what they're about to discuss. So that's how, I guess that's the way the movie's gonna play. That's how we're gonna learn about the case. Is this also based on a play? Let me know if this is based on a play. Maybe that's what I read back in English class. We only read like a piece of it. It was just for one class. Has anybody ever done jury duty? Let me know. What's that like? I've never done it. Nope. It's gonna get hot in here. Hotness is gonna add to the frustration. This movie has been using some long takes here.
I called the weather bureau this morning. This is going to be the hottest day of the year.
Yep.
Well, you'd think that at least...
It's just all gonna be leading to the frustration.
Okay, gentlemen. Everybody's here. Now, if there's anything you want, I'll be right outside the door. Just knock. Okay.
Is that the Baylor? We're all locked in here with each other now.
I never knew they locked the door. Sure they locked the door. What'd you think? I don't know. It just never occurred to me. How'd you like it?
Oh, I don't know. It was pretty interesting.
I almost fell asleep.
I mean, I've never...
Has this all been a long, continuous take? I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen a cut yet.
Lawyers talk and talk and talk, even when it's an open and shut case like this one.
Open and shut case, huh? So he made up his mind.
Gee, I don't know. I guess so.
Dude, take off your suit jacket. You will be a little cooler.
What did you think of the case? I mean, it had a lot of interest for me. No real dead spots, you know what I mean? I tell you, we were lucky to get a murder case. I figured that's for an assault.
Bro's worried of getting bored.
Expect that. You know what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I guess... With your horn work.
Okay, well, this long take's been going on for a while now, so it's playing out like a play right now, even if it's not based on a play.
I was only wondering how the market closed.
You got a seat on the exchange?
I'm a broker.
I run a messenger service. The Beck and Call Company.
I like this. I like how we're finding out backstories about these guys so fluidly.
Yeah, we can all get out of here pretty quick, huh? I don't know about the rest of you, but I happen to have tickets to that ball game tonight. Yanks in Cleveland. Yeah, we got this kid Majaluski in there.
I don't think you're making it to that Yankees game.
3, 4, 5, so on around the table.
Good,
That's okay with you,
good. So I
gentlemen.
can know
What's
which
the
number is who.
I think it's reasonable to sit in order.
Let it be.
Good too.
I beg pardon?
I thought he was...
So he's 2, that's 3, that's 4. And that guy in the suit is 12 all the way at the end.
A Yankee fan? No. Baltimore. Like being hit in the head with a crowbar once a day.
This guy's just trying to make
What do you
friends.
got?
You a Yankee fan? That's how guys make friends on sports.
Well, we can vote on it right now, then.
I think it's customary to take a preliminary vote.
Yeah, let's vote. Who knows? Maybe we can all get out of here, huh?
This guy just wants out of here.
And I think that, of course, you know that we have a
Who's gonna stand out?
first-degree murder charge here, and if we vote the accused guilty, we've got to send him to the chair.
The chair? They're killing this. So there's more at stake here.
Okay, then just remember that this has to be 12-0 either way. That's the law. Okay, are we ready? All those voting guilty, please raise your hands. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
One.
7,
1.
8, 9, 10, 11.
They are all about to kill this guy.
Voting not guilty? 1. Right.
All right, buddy. This guy's been a little zoned out ever since we entered this room. He's been a little away from everybody.
In court with the rest of us, you heard what we did. The kid's a dangerous killer. You could see it.
He's 18 years old.
Well, that's old enough. He stabbed his own father 4 inches into the chest.
Wow, his own dad. Damn.
I don't know whether I believe it or not. Maybe I don't.
So how come you vote not guilty?
Well, there were 11 votes for guilty. It's not easy to raise my hand and send a boy off to die without talking about it first.
Well,
Okay.
who says it's easy?
Well, this guy did say he doesn't know. He's not leaning on to not guilty. He just wants a discussion.
Couldn't change my mind if you talked for 100 years.
I'm not trying to change your mind. It's just that we're talking about somebody's life here. We can't decide it in 5 minutes, supposing we're wrong.
Okay. I respect that.
Suppose we do it in 5 minutes, so what?
Let's take an hour. Ball game doesn't start till 8 o'clock.
Appealing to him.
I'm willing to sit for an hour.
Great. I heard a pretty good story last night.
That's not why we're
No. You're not talking about some random story. You're talking about the case.
This kid's been kicked around all of his life. You know, born in a slum, mother dead since he was 9. He lived for a year and a half in an orphanage when his father was serving a jail term for forgery. He's had a pretty miserable 18 years. I just think we owe him a few words, that's all.
I don't mind
Okay. Or you could just end his 18 years.
Listen, I've lived among them all my life. You can't believe a word they say. You know that. I mean, they're born liars.
Only an ignorant man can believe that.
I can already tell the script is going to be very heavy in terms of like information and dialogue. I mean, this whole thing is about them sitting around a table and talking.
A breakfast with a built-in bounce. I wrote that line.
Very catchy.
Yeah.
Say, do you mind?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, look, maybe this is an idea. Now, I haven't given it much thought, but it seems to me that it's up to the group of us to convince this gentleman that he's wrong and we're right. Now, maybe...
I kind of have a feeling by the end of the movie he's going to convince you guys that you are wrong. What did Kendrick say? 1v20? This is a 1v12. 1v11. That's numbers are wrong.
Well, I just think he's guilty. I mean, somebody saw him do it.
Okay. Here's what I think, and I have no personal feelings about this. I just want to talk about fact.
This guy seems mean.
At 10 minutes after 12 on the night of the killing, he heard loud noises. Said it sounded like a fight. And he heard the kid yell out, "I'm going to kill you." Second later, he heard a body hit the floor. Ran to the door, opened it up, saw the kid running down the stairs and out of the house.
But at the end of the day, like, who put a knife in his chest if it wasn't the kid?
It's obvious, to me anyway, that the boy's entire story was flimsy. He claimed he was at the movies during the time of the killing, and yet 1 hour later, he couldn't remember the names of the films he saw or who played in them.
That's right. She was the one who actually saw the killing.
Now, fellas, please, let's...
There was a woman across the street who saw the killing.
Look, she's known the kid all his life. His window was right opposite hers across the L tracks, and she swore she saw him do it.
Through the windows of a passing L train.
Right.
Through the windows of a passing train. Okay. Well, she had a distraction for her eyes, you know?
You don't believe the boy's story. How come you believe the woman's? She's one of them, too, isn't she?
What'd that mean? One of them? What'd that mean?
You're a pretty smart fella, aren't you? What's he so wise about? I'm telling you.
Okay, now, come on. Now, we're not going to get anywhere fighting.
Oh, one man is angry.
Now, can I pass it?
Well, that's your privilege. How about the next gentleman?
Coward.
I was looking for a motive. That's very important because if you don't have a motive, where's your case, right?
They heard the father hit the boy twice. Finally, they saw the boy run angry.
Okay, so the dad, started hitting him first. Maybe it was self-defense.
It's just part of the
Well, you said it
picture.
provided
That one juror is like dying. He's sweating, got a tissue wiping his face the whole time, coughing.
I can't see 2 slaps in the face provoking him into committing murder.
It may have been
Good
too
point.
many. Everyone has a breaking point.
That is also a good point.
No.
Okay. How about you?
I just want to go to the Yankee game.
When he was 15, he was in reform school. He stole a car. He's been arrested for mugging. He was picked up twice for knife fighting.
Okay. Not a great record for the kid.
He was 5 years old. His father beat him up regularly. He used his fists.
Well, so would I. A kid like that? Huh.
It's these kids, the way they are nowadays.
Oh, these kids are too soft. They're too liberal. They're snowflakes.
You got any kids?
3.
I got one. 22 years old.
This guy kind of reminds me of Clancy Brown.
Hit me in the jaw. He's a big kid.
But he gained respect for him.
Seen him for 2 years.
Oh, never mind. Well, should have done a better job of raising a kid.
It's no secret children from slum backgrounds are potential menaces to society.
Menaces? Jeez.
A lot of these places are real trash. I don't want any part of them, I'm telling you.
Listen,
Finally gonna speak up?
I've played in backyards that were filled with garbage. I mean, maybe you can still smell it on me.
Now listen, Sonny.
Come on now, there's nothing personal
Oh,
about
now, there
this.
was something personal.
Come on, fella. He didn't mean you. Let's not be so sensitive.
Okay. This guy's stepping up for his neighborhood. Standing up for his neighborhood.
I didn't expect a turn. I thought you were all going to try to convince me. Wasn't that the idea?
Check. That was the idea.
Oh, I forgot about that. He's right. Here, you take it. You take on the responsibility. I'll keep my mouth shut, that's all.
What are you getting so hot about? Calm down, will you?
Well, don't tell me to calm down. Here, you want to take the chair?
Ooh, things are getting tense already.
All right, let's hear from somebody.
Well, if you want me to tell you how I feel.
This dude's frustrated.
Boy, I don't care what you do.
All right,
Oh, he's already upset. Okay.
Maybe it's also possible for a lawyer to be just plain stupid, isn't it? I mean, it's possible.
You sound like you met my brother-in-law once.
Haha!
I'd have asked for another lawyer, I think. I mean, if I was on trial for my life, I'd want my lawyer to tear the prosecution witnesses to shreds, or at least try to.
He said that kid had a dumbass lawyer.
What about the switch knife they found in the old man's chest?
Wait a minute. There's some people who haven't talked yet. Shouldn't we go in order?
They'll get a chance to talk. Just be quiet a second, will you?
This guy's got a commanding presence.
All right, let's talk about it. Let's get it in here and look at it. I'd like to see it again, Mr. Foreman.
We all saw what it looks like. Why do we have to see it again?
The boy admitted going out of the house at 8 o'clock on the night of the murder after being slapped several times by his father.
No, he didn't say slapped. He said punched. There's a difference between a slap and a punch.
Is there really?
He went directly to a neighborhood junk shop where he bought one of those switchblade knives.
That guy pointed out because he knows, because he's from that area, he said. Or he's from an area like that. It's a small detail.
They identified the death weapon in court as that very same knife. 5.
His friend snitched on him? Damn.
He also claims that the 2 detectives arrested him and threw him down a half a flight of stairs.
Now, what happened to the switch knife? He claims that it fell through a hole in his pocket on the way to the movies sometime between 11:30 and 3:10.
Wow, okay. That seems very unlikely.
No one in the house saw him go out at 11:30. No one at the theater identified him. He couldn't even remember the names of the pictures he saw.
This is so fascinating.
Really fell through a hole in the boy's pocket. Someone picked it up off the street, went to the boy's house, and stabbed his father with it just to test its sharpness.
No, I'm just...
Listen, the chances are low, but they're not zero.
It's a very unusual knife. I've never seen one like it.
It's got a little design on it.
Where did that come from?
That is a mic drop right there.
I walked through the boy's neighborhood. I bought that in a little pawn shop just 2 blocks from the boy's house. It cost $6.
He broke a law to prove a point.
You found another knife like it. What's that, the discovery of the age or something?
You mean you're asking us to believe that somebody else did the stabbing with exactly the same kind of knife?
The odds are 1,000,000 to 1.
It's possible.
You know, it's not 0%, you know? The odds are against him, but 2 blocks away from his house, there's a store that sells this knife.
What do you think you're going to accomplish? You're not going to change anybody's mind. So if you want to be stubborn and hang this jury, go ahead. The kid will be tried again and found guilty as sure as he's born.
Try not to let this kid die right now.
I got 3 garages of mine going to pot while you're talking. So let's get down and get out of here.
The night was very important to the district attorney. He spent a whole day.
He's a 15th assistant or something. What does he know about it?
Well, what about it?
You're the only one.
You gotta respect this guy for standing so firm.
I'm going to call for another vote. Vote by secret written ballot. I'll abstain. There are 11 votes for guilty. I won't stand alone. We'll take in a guilty verdict to the judge right now.
The knife changed somebody's mind. Probably the guy with the glasses that they just showed.
All right, let's do it the hard way.
Yeah, that sounds fair. Everyone agreed? Anyone doesn't agree? Fine, let's go.
The guy who plays the foreman, is he somebody's famous like dad? Because he looks like an actor, but I can't quite place him. He looks like they all write in cursive. Interesting.
Guilty.
Well, no, not anymore.
Guilty.
Oh, not the last one. Just before the last one.
Boy, how do you like that?
Oh, another chap flips his...
Brother, you really are something. You sit here, vote guilty like the rest of us, then some golden-voiced preacher starts tearing your poor heart out about some underprivileged...
I don't think it was him.
Talk to me like that. No, who do you think you are?
Calm down,
No, what does he think he is? Did
It
you
doesn't
interrupt?
matter. He's very excitable. Sit down.
Excitable, you bet him! Someone starts telling us fairy tales and we're listening!
This guy's got energy.
He didn't change his vote. I did.
Oh,
Oh,
fine.
the old man did.
Would you like me to tell you why?
He's been quiet this whole time. He's been listening.
This gentleman has been standing alone against us. Now, he doesn't say the boy is not guilty. He just isn't sure.
That's true.
He to stand alone against the ridicule of others, so he gambled for support. And I gave it to him. I respect his motives. I want to hear more. Right now, the vote is 10-2. I'm
Okay,
talking here.
I like
You
that.
have no right to leave this
Can't
room.
hear you. You never will. Let's sit down.
Let's all try to keep a cool head.
You know, in advertising, I told you I worked in an agency.
This guy's back to his advertising stories.
Peculiar ways of expressing themselves, you know. Well, of course, I suppose it's the same in your business, too, huh?
This is great acting by everybody because this is like shot like a play.
Put up the flagpole and see if anyone salutes it. I mean, it's idiotic, but it's funny, huh?
There was something about that like nobody gave a shit about what he says, but that guy loves to talk.
Glad you're not one of those lets these emotional appeals influence him.
This guy apologized after realizing he was wrong.
You know what the soft sell is? Well, you got it. Believe me.
I love how old school movies, like back in the day, they just used to cast regular ass looking people. Not everybody in movies didn't used to be supermodel looking. Nowadays, I feel like if they were going to make this movie, like Chris Hemsworth would be in this, Chris Evans, just the hottest people ever would be in here. This would be 12 angry supermodels. But like I'm watching this movie from 1957, and
What
it's
are you
just the
getting at,
most
kid?
regular looking dudes who are just good at acting.
Well, what are you wasting our time for? Why don't you donate $5 to the cause and maybe it'll make you feel better?
Nothing's working in this courthouse.
Nice bunch of guys, huh?
Ah, they're about the same as anyone else.
Oy, what a murderous day.
Good choice of words.
Oh, he's guilty for sure. Not a doubt in the whole world. We should have been done already.
You guys all just could have come in here one by one, try to change his mind.
You think he's not guilty, huh?
I don't know. It's possible.
Well, I don't know you, but I'm betting you've never been wronger in your life. If you're wasting your time, you ought to wrap it up.
Supposing you were the one that was on trial.
That's a good flip.
Supposing you talk us all out of this and kid really did knife his father, huh?
That is also a good, good rebuttal.
I was wondering how clearly the old man could have heard the boy's voice through the ceiling.
Didn't hear it through the ceiling. The window was open. So was the one upstairs. It was a hot night.
She said she saw the killing through the windows of a moving elevated train. There were 6 cars on the train. She saw the killing through the last 2 cars.
The last 2 cars, just that train was in the way. I don't know.
Does anybody here any idea how long it would take an elf?
Wow, they're not even paying attention. Wow. I mean, that's so disrespectful.
This isn't a game.
The nerve.
All right, listen.
The absolute nerve.
All right, forget it. It's not important.
This
You know what
isn't
I
a
mean?
game.
No, no,
It doesn't
calm
matter.
down.
This isn't a game, though. He's right.
Has anyone here ever lived near the L tracks?
Well, I just finished painting an apartment that overlooked an L line. I was there for 3 days. It don't matter, though. We're all punchy.
I lived in a second-floor apartment near the L line once. When the window is open and the train goes by, the noise is almost unbearable. You can hardly hear yourself think.
So how could he have heard the body fall or the argument? I see what you're cooking.
He says he heard the boy say, "I'm going to kill you," and a split second later heard a body hit the floor. 1 second later, right?
That's right.
Second. The woman across the street swore positively
She
she looked
saw
out of
the stabbing while the train was passing by, and then the body hitting the floor. Old man could not have heard that.
Therefore, the train had been roaring by the old man's window a full 10 seconds before the body hit the floor. The old man, according to his own testimony,
The old man is fucking lying.
identified the voice with the yell roaring by.
You're talking about a matter of seconds. Nobody can be that accurate.
Well, I think testimony that could put a boy into the electric chair should be that accurate.
Good point, good point, good point, good point, good point.
Why should he lie? What's he got to gain?
Attention, maybe.
You keep...
Maybe attention, maybe.
What are you talking to him like that for? Guy talks like that to an old man really ought to get stepped on, you know?
Ooh, they're turning on him.
If you say stuff like that to him again, I'm gonna lay you out.
Whoa, we're gonna get violated here? Yo, buddy, we're in a courthouse, right? Let's relax. Not commit any crimes ourselves.
Same if his jacket was split, under the shoulder. Oh, did you notice that? I mean, to come to court like that.
It's a nice little detail.
He was dragging his left leg.
There's like a fly here or something. I think I got it. I don't know.
An insignificant old man who has been nothing all his life. Who has never had recognition.
Damn.
For
Roasted
his
the hell
name
out of
in the
this old guy.
newspapers.
Yeah, this guy wanted attention, huh?
Nobody seeks his advice after 75 years. Very sad thing to mean nothing. A man like this needs to be quoted, to be listened to.
Is he kind of potentially talk about himself a little bit as well? He sees himself in that old man?
He wouldn't really lie, but perhaps he made himself believe he heard those words and recognized the boy's face.
How can you make up a thing like that? What do you know about it?
He's done it before. He's seeked attention before.
We're really going to kill him.
Wait a minute. What are you trying to give us here? The phrase was, "I'm going to kill you." The kid yelled it at the top of his lungs. Don't tell me you didn't mean it. Anybody says a thing like that the way he said it, they mean it.
Do you really think the boy'd shout out a thing like that so the whole neighborhood could hear him? I don't think so. He's much too bright.
I mean, he's an 18-year-old boy, you know. Maybe he was just, you know, in the moment.
Mr. Foreman, I'd like to change my vote to not guilty.
Oh.
You what?
You heard.
Flipping people one by one.
The vote is 9-3, favor of guilty.
Well, if this isn't the living end. You're gonna write for one of those kooky detective magazines. You'd make a fortune. For crying out loud, your kid's own lawyer knew he didn't stand a chance.
This guy's putting up his jacket. He's ready to be locked in here.
The kind of case that brings him nothing. No money, no glory, not even much chance of winning. That's not a very promising situation for a young lawyer. He'd really have to believe in his client to put up any kind of a good case, and as you pointed out a minute ago, obviously he didn't.
Oh, of course he didn't.
I like how they're picking apart the lawyer, too. Never really thought about that.
Let's assume that the boy really did commit the murder. Now, this happened at 10 minutes after 12. If he really had killed his father, why would he come back home 3 hours later?
So great point.
It's not nice to go around leaving knives sticking in people's chests.
Yeah, especially relatives.
Yeah.
I don't see anything funny about it. The boy...
That guy did not like that guy's joke. Or he didn't like the fact that guy found his joke that funny.
Finally calmed down. He realized he had left his knife there.
This then depends on your definition of panic. He would have had to be calm enough to see to it that there were no fingerprints left on the knife.
Yeah, so there's no fingerprints on the knife. You're telling me he cleaned the knife and then ran out and then was like, oh shit, I left the knife, and then went back to get it. See, it doesn't make sense.
The boy certainly must have heard the scream. So he knew that somebody saw something.
If he did hear it, he may not have connected it with his own act. Remember, he lived in a neighborhood where screams were fairly commonplace.
There's your answer.
Maybe.
I think there's enough doubt that we can wonder whether he was there at all during the time the killing took place.
What do you mean, Del? What are you talking about? Didn't the old man see him running out of the house? He's twisting the facts, I'm telling you. Well, did or didn't he?
He says he did.
Says he did, boy.
But he could be lying.
You people are talking only about the little details. You're forgetting the important stuff. I mean, all of a sudden, everybody here.
The little details lead to the big stuff.
Okay, I guess the fastest way is to find out who's voting not guilty. All those voting not guilty, please raise your hands. Still the same. 1, 2, 3 not guilty, 9 guilty.
So now, where?
Raise your hand.
I vote not guilty.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Ooh.
I want you to get up and tell me why you changed your vote. Come on, now, give me reasons.
I don't have to defend my decision to you. There is a reasonable doubt in my mind.
What reason?
He just laid out his notes.
Now, what about this, Mr. Reasonable Doubt?
That's not the knife, don't you remember?
Oh, brilliant.
Boy, a guy like this, if he's sitting ringside at the Dempsey football fight, he'd be trying to tell you that,
Wow, that analogy went nowhere.
ran, walked, what's the difference? He got on, didn't he? I mean, he got there, didn't he?
No, well, wait a second. He said he ran. At least I think he did.
Look,
He's an old man. How did he run?
why don't we just have him run a trial all over again so we get everything
How
straight?
come you're the only one in this room who wants to see exhibits all the time?
I want to see this one, too.
I'd like to stop wasting time.
Why are they still grilling him? I know he was the leader of this whole thing, but there's like 3 other people besides him now who voted not guilty now.
How does he know how long 15 seconds is? You can't judge a thing like that.
He said 15 seconds. He was very positive about it.
He was an old man. Half the time he was confused. How could he be positive about anything?
Oh. How can he be positive he saw him then? How can you trust him then?
Hey, why don't you stop making smart remarks all the time?
Oh, my friend, for your $3 a day,
All
you
right,
have
now
to
that you
listen
got
to
that
everything.
thing in here,
you
what
know?
about it?
That one guy's had enough of people.
It's 12 feet from the bed to the door. The hall is 43 feet.
He's doing some math here.
You want to try it. Why didn't his lawyer bring it up if it's so
Well,
important?
maybe he just didn't think about it.
What do you mean
huh?
didn't think of it? To think a man's an idiot or something, it's an obvious thing.
They're about to run trials.
Oh, that's crazy. You can't recreate a thing like that.
The hall was 43 feet. I'll pace over that wall and back again.
Just let him do it, bro.
Come on, knock it off.
Okay, killer.
This guy's just a goofball.
Come on.
What are we waiting
Well,
for?
I want to wait till the second hand reaches 60.
Oh,
Wow,
Okay.
speed it up. He walked twice as fast
No,
as
he
that.
didn't. That's how he walked. Even I know
Want me
that.
to walk faster than that? I will. Stop.
Right.
What's the time?
Exactly 41 seconds.
41. That's way more than 15.
He's lying in his bed. He heard a body hit the floor in the boy's apartment. Heard the woman scream from across the street.
That grandpa would have had to be the Flash to get there in 15 seconds.
You all come in here with your hearts bleeding all over the floor about slum kids and injustice. You listen to some fairy tales. Suddenly you start getting through to some of these old ladies. Well, you're not getting through to me. I've had it.
If it all flips to 11 versus 1 the other way, then it's going to be your fault that we're sitting here. Like, the fuck?
Ever since you walked into this room, you've been acting like a self-appointed public avenger. You want to see this boy die because you personally want it, not because of the facts. You're a sadist.
Kill him, Alt.
That guy's angry.
You don't really mean you'll kill me, do you?
Oh, see? It's like the boy earlier.
Well, I suppose somebody has to start it off again.
I beg pardon.
I beg pardon. What are you so polite about?
For the same reason you're not. It's the way I was brought up.
Boom, roasted.
We have nothing to gain or lose by our verdict. This is one of the reasons why we are strong. We should not make it a personal thing.
Okay, little jury pep talk. Okay.
If nobody else has an idea, I might have a cutie here. I mean, I haven't given it much thought, but let's throw it out on the stoop and see if the cat licks it up.
This guy's the worst.
Pardon me, but don't you ever sweat?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right.
Call out our vote, you know. Let's see who stands where.
Well, that sounds fair to me. Anyone object? Okay, I'll call off your jury numbers. 1. Oh, that's me.
This guy's lost. Even though it's in black and white, I like the lighting on their faces.
guilty.
Number 8.
Not guilty.
These guys are wet, by the way, from all the sweat.
The vote is now 6-6.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and now we're split.
I don't think the kind of boy he is has anything to do with it. The facts are supposed to determine the case.
That is true.
I'd like to be a few years younger. That man gets on my...
Just relax, old man.
It's gonna rain.
Well, how'd you figure that out, killer?
There were a lot of details that never came out.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Oh, come on. You're like everybody else. You think too much, you get mixed up.
That room's gotta smell terrible. terrible. Just a bunch of sweaty men sitting in here. Guys, please undo your ties, please. Like, if you're dying of sweat, just undo your ties. Wow, it is coming down now. At least the ball game's gonna be canceled potentially.
We had this kid Slattery. He was an ox. A real ox.
It's interesting how everybody else is cut out of this conversation.
Hey,
oh, it's not working. Nice.
Must have been on the same switch with the lights.
Oh my god. Don't break it.
You guys ever go to the garden?
That's a damn stupid thing to do.
I like this little lull period that they're having.
Pretty excitable person. I mean, where does he come off calling me? A public avenger, sadist and everything? I mean, anyone in his right mind would blow a stack, huh? Trying to bait me.
He did an excellent job.
Bro's trying to prove that he's a good guy.
You don't fully understand the term reasonable doubt.
What do you mean, I don't understand?
Call him a little, call him stupid.
They're all alike. They come over here running for their life, and before they can take a deep breath, they're telling us how to run the show, huh?
Getting a little racist. Okay.
After the boy claimed he'd been at the movies during the hours that the killing took place, couldn't remember the names of the movies or the stars who appeared in them. According to the police testimony in court, the boy was questioned by the detectives in the kitchen of his apartment, while the body of his father was lying on the floor in the bedroom.
He was too shocked to answer.
It's not difficult for a lawyer to find out what played at a particular theater on a particular night. I'll take the testimony of the policeman who interrogated the boy right after the murder.
You're really gonna take it right in the moment? He remembered afterwards. You could take that, potentially.
The night of the bridge tournament, I played bridge. Monday night.
When you get down to New Year's Eve, 1954, let me know, huh?
Monday night. Monday night,
It's getting a little more hazier now, isn't it?
It was a very clever whodunit.
What was the second feature?
I'll tell you in a minute. The remarkable Mrs.
When they're talking about, like, the movies, they say they see multiple movies at one time? How long were movies back then?
Long, something like that.
Who else?
I'd never heard of them before. It's a very inexpensive second feature with unknown.
And you weren't under an emotional stress, were you?
Look at that little sweat going off his forehead. It's a bit of a weak point, in my opinion, but we'll take it.
A very awkward thing to stab down into the chest of someone who's more than half a foot taller than you are.
He would have to stab up, right? Because he's smaller than him.
I want you to watch this because I don't want to have to do it again. I'll make myself about 6 or 7 inches shorter, okay?
It's about right, maybe a little more.
Okay, a little more.
This is intense. He's not actually going to stab him, but still.
What's it all funny?
He did say he was going to kill him earlier, so...
Now, this is the way I'd stab a man who was taller than I was.
No, you wouldn't. That doesn't make sense. If you're shorter, you're not gonna go like that, right? You're gonna go.
Anybody here ever see a knife fight?
Up, probably, right?
Funny, I never thought of it before. I guess you try to forget those things.
How do you use a switchblade?
Well, he never used it like this. See, you lose too much time switching hands.
He'd use it like this.
Anyone who's ever used a switch knife wouldn't handle it any other way.
Are you sure?
He knows his shit. Sure. He grew up in that type of neighborhood.
Were you in the room when the father was killed?
No. Neither was anybody else.
What are you giving us all this mumbo-jumbo for? I don't believe it.
Good rebuttal. It's a really good script. Really good character building. And how everybody's backstories come back into this case.
What do you mean you've had enough? That's no answer.
Hey, listen, you just take care of yourself, huh? You know?
He's right.
Him changing his vote makes sense.
What kind of a man are you? You have sat here and voted guilty with everyone else because there are some baseball tickets burning a hole in your pocket. And now you have changed your vote because you say you're sick of all the talking here?
Challenging his character.
And if you think he is guilty, then vote that way. Or don't you have the guts to do what you think is right?
Now listen.
Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Why?
Yeah, you don't believe that.
I don't think he's guilty.
Just take it, it's okay. You can judge him and his character at a later time.
9.
Oh.
All those voting guilty?
3 people left.
Look, you know how these people lie? It's born in them. I mean, what the heck? I don't have to tell you.
They don't know what the truth is. And let me tell
I don't like how he talks. He's like, you know, those people, these people.
you, nobody's blaming them for it. That's the way they are, by nature. You know what I mean? Violent. Where are you going?
You really gonna diss his people to his face?
I've known a couple who were okay, but that's the exception, you know what I mean? Most of them like to have no feelings. They can do anything. What's going on here?
Everybody's stepping away from him, turning their back to him. Sorry, buddy, we don't have time for your bigotry. We're not listening to this.
Listen to me. We're this kid on trial.
I'm surprised that other guy who's been yelling the whole time is standing.
Now sit down and don't open your mouth again.
Ooh. Nobody wants to hear that anymore. Yo, this is a hard ass photo. Look at them. Look at all them posing. This is the boys right here. One standing like this, all cool. The other one sitting on the bench, like all stylish. Like this is a hard ass photo right here.
Difficult to keep personal prejudice out of a thing like this. Wherever you run into it, prejudice always obscures the truth.
That's exactly what just happened.
But we have a reasonable doubt. And that's something that's very valuable in our system. No jury can declare a man guilty unless it's sure.
I would have loved to see these guys do the OJ trial.
You can throw out all the other evidence. The woman saw him do it. What else do you want?
Did she though?
Yeah, well, maybe.
Let's vote on it. We've been over it again. The boy in the gray flannel suit here is bouncing backwards and forwards like a tennis ball.
No point in getting nasty.
Ooh, the rain is getting louder.
Someone before mentioned 7 o'clock. I think that's a point at which we might begin to discuss the question of whether we're a hung jury or not.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's very annoying.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I've never worn my glasses.
Okay, flex on him.
2020.
Flex on him.
And those same marks on the sides of her nose.
Holy smokes, you know he's right.
Did she? Did she? That seems like a little bit of a stretch, but okay.
She had those same marks. She kept rubbing them in court.
He's right. Now, she did do that a lot.
So she had to wear glasses to see better.
Heavy makeup, dyed hair, brand new clothes that should have been worn by a young woman.
What the fuck?
No glasses.
Tearing this woman apart.
So what? What do you think that means?
Listen, I'm getting so sick of your yelling here. Come on.
I like how this guy is always up to defend.
What about the lawyer? Why didn't he say something?
There are 12 people in here concentrating on this case. 11 of us didn't think of it either.
Well, what about the district? Well, when she saw this kid killing his father, she was in the house alone. That's all.
Yeah, but she was in bed. She probably took the glasses off.
No one wears eyeglasses to bed.
That blind bat didn't see anything.
Maybe she honestly thought she saw the boy kill his father. I say she only saw a blur.
How do you know?
Yeah, she's blind as hell.
Is it possible?
Not guilty.
You think he's guilty?
I think he's guilty.
Flipped him. You lost, buddy.
No. I'm convinced.
That little murderer's about to be set free.
You're alone.
Ooh,
I don't
like
care
that
whether
zoom
I'm
in.
alone or not. It's my right.
Or that close up. Sorry, they didn't do any zoom in. everybody's waiting on him now.
Oh, this business about the knife. What? Because we found another one exactly like it? The old man saw him right there on the stairs. What's the difference how many seconds it was?
This guy's losing it.
I bet you $5,000 I'd remember the movies I saw. I'm telling you everything that's gone on has been...
I would have. I mean, we love movies here, so yeah.
How do you know she didn't have them on? This woman testified in open court. And what about hearing the kid yell?
It's not like super solid into not guilty, but doubt. Doubt. That's key. It is doubt.
You kids, you work your life out.
Wow. Wow. Oh, buddy, what are you doing? Dude, come on, that's your son. That's why he was mad the whole time.
Not guilty.
Great performance by this guy. 12-0, not guilty. Dude, they're about to walk out of here being like, not guilty. The lawyers, the guy who's on trial, everybody's about to be so shocked. Because entering here, they all thought he was 100% guilty. That means everybody on the outside who also heard the trial thought this kid was guilty. The fact that they're about to walk out of here and be like, not guilty, they're about to shock everybody. Cool, we can go home now. We'll never talk to each other ever again. That's very nice of him. Good job, bro. You might have freed a murderer, but you might have also saved the kid. So you know what?
My name's McCardle.
Nice to meet you.
Well, so long.
Bye. Everybody made the decision, and now they're all going their separate ways. Man, do I love myself a really good script and a dialogue-heavy movie where the dialogue's like just super engaging and firing back and forth. I love these kind of movies. Like it's just so nice to appreciate just like really fantastic dialogue and acting. Acting is very, very important because the pages, like, because the words on the page could be really good, but you need the right actors to sell them. You know what I mean? And I thought everybody in this movie were fantastic. This is kind of like a bottle episode. TV shows called a bottle episode where the show takes place in one location, but it's like a bottle movie, I guess. They freed a kid, but who committed the murder? It's not about that. It's about them and them, doing jury duty. But at the same time, they freed a guy, but who killed his dad? But like I said, also what's really cool is that it's all about doubt. It's not that they are 100% disproving what was said in the trial. They're just questioning it enough. Because a lot of them walked in there, 11 of them walked in there being like, all right, this kid is guilty 100%. Everything that was said in the trial is true, cannot be challenged. And one guy challenges one thing, and he starts challenging another thing, and they don't disprove things 100%, but they doubt them just enough, and that is important. Also, a huge part of this movie is a dialogue about having prejudices. There's a couple of them are sitting there being like, this kid comes from this neighborhood, and they're already judging him, but they're supposed to walk in there with no prejudices, right? And I really enjoyed that, and overall, like, just strong dialogue, and it plays out like a play. There's many movies like this, and it's all about the filmmaking and how the camera moves. The camera never does anything super extravagant, but the main thing that it does, it lets a lot of scenes just play out. Not a lot of cuts. I wonder how many cuts in total were in this movie. Probably still like as much as your average movie would have. But there was a lot of times where the camera would just sit on an actor or a group of actors and just let them talk. So it's like you're watching a play, and it's moving around this one set. Well, I guess actually two sets, because there's the scene in the bathroom too. But it's moving around the actors very, very carefully. A lot of long takes, and it does really feel like a play. And at the end of it all, they get the coats, they put the coats on, and they exit the stage. It's honestly really impressive how somebody made like jury duty. And again, I've never done jury duty in real life. Maybe jury duty in real life is exciting if you get like an exciting, like a murder case or something. But it is really impressive how somebody made a really tight 90-minute movie and made it that interesting because of the dialogue. So yeah, that was my first time reaction to 12 Angry Men. Super happy I finally checked it out. Like I said, it's a classic to a lot of people, and now we have another classic that I can tick off my watch list here. If you enjoyed my reaction, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Let me know your thoughts about 12 Angry Men when you first saw it. I would love to have a discussion with you down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.